So hello again, everybody, with TheBallBlog.com. So now we're going to start moving into the West. I've already done all the East matchups here. So first, let's start with the 1 and the 8 seeds, Golden State and Houston. The Warriors still already have a 2-0 series lead. So here we have our matchup. So obviously the Warriors, defending champions, just broke the all-time regular season record of the 96 Bulls. They went 73-9 this year, have been absolutely unstoppable. The Rockets are pretty good for an 8 seed. They had a lot of early season struggles, battles with injury. Kevin McHale got fired as head coach. JB Bickerstaff took over. They still feature James Harden, who, for all his criticism of not, giving 110% effort on defense, which is true, and shooting a little inefficient, which is also true. He's been a fantastic player, still absolutely a superstar. These stats are absolutely amazing. And then Dwight Howard, not the scorer he once was, like a go-to option, but still a great rebounder, defender, definitely a solid piece for them. And Trevor Ariza has been having a decent season. He's hitting threes, rebounding, but of course the Rockets are probably one of the biggest disappointments of any team this year. Them and maybe the Milwaukee Bucks. Out east, certainly for their conference, they were projected to be a top 4 seed, and they barely made the playoffs, snuck in as an 8 seed, and now have to play Golden State. So Patrick Beverly and Corey Brewer, Michael Beasley, Terrence Jones, these are some of the Rockets' role players here, in addition to those 3 players that I just said, Josh Smith, Clint Capella. So the Rockets have added depth. Smith was brought in recently. Beasley also brought in recently. Jones only recently recovered from injury. So they have actually gotten better as you enter the postseason. But their bench has been among the worst in the league this season, which is actually most of the reason for their failure, not necessarily Harden's shortcomings, Howard's shortcomings, Ariza's shortcomings, because they were minimal. They were there. They should have done better, but a lot of the blame can be assigned to the bench, can be assigned to the injuries, can be assigned to Ty Lawson, who has since been bought out. So I'm not as down on the Rockets as most. So then, of course, we have the absolutely unstoppable Warriors. So Andrew Bogut, Harrison Barnes, Andre Iguodala are probably the 4th through 6th best players on this team. Iguodala, the reigning Finals MVP. Bogut, probably the best true big man on this team. Him and Festus Ezeli vying for minutes at center. But of course, Steve Kerr loves the Suicide Squad. Shout out to DC Comics. Starting lineup: Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, Harrison Barnes, and then Draymond Green, 6'8", putting him at center. So not Bogut nor Ezeli. But Bogut is a little disappointing, still battling injuries, but still an okay rebounder and shot blocker. Barnes just a great all-around player. Iguodala as well. And so then, yes, of course, we have the big 3. Stephen Curry, the reigning MVP, and probably going to go back-to-back on that. Draymond Green, absolutely amazing all-around player, rebounding, assists, three-point shooting, arguably the best defender in the league. Klay Thompson, probably the second best three-point shooter in the league, only to Curry. These are Curry's stats. Klay and Draymond, also 8+ assists in there. Very rare combination that you see from him. And then, of course, Curry's stats are absolutely amazing. In game 1, Curry led them to a victory, 104-78, I believe. Game 2, Curry was injured, and he's actually going to be injured for game 3. He's got a minor ankle injury. He should be fine. But game 2, Klay Thompson really stepped up for them. Draymond Green still with his rebounds and assists, but Klay Thompson had 34 points for them in game 2 as they squeaked out a 115-106 victory. Harden played well in game 2 for Houston, but again, not many other players did for them. And that was an issue for them. Houston turned the ball over 43 times in the first 2 games, and the Warriors are excellent in transition. You just can't do that against them. There's very little margin for error. But I think since Curry's going to be out game 3, and game 3 is going to be back in Houston, Harden's playing well, maybe Houston can maybe steal a game here, but of course we're talking about the Warriors. So I'm taking Golden State in 5. So that's the pick. Warriors 4-1. Tell me what you guys think. Comment below. TheBallBlog.com.